We're live.
Whoa, hey,
whoa,
whoa, hey.
whoa, hey! Can you believe it?
What are you
Holy
doing in
shit.
here?
Holy crap! We're here.
Oh man, you did a swear in the first 5 seconds. There goes our YouTube money.
We played a song for 7 minutes.
That's
We're
true.
good. We're good.
That's true.
Now I need to do one last thing. What? With it. There we go. We're just gonna go. We're
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. All right. So yeah, we're here. We're gonna do the show. And...
I don't have sound.
Oh well. Let me.
You know what? I don't either.
There we go.
There we go. There we go. All right. So yeah, we got another episode of the Nerd Overload show.
The Nerd Overload.
The
Just-
definitive.
The
article.
definitive, yes.
The remastered edition.
Bloodlines.
Yep.
Nerd Overload Bloodline.
HD.
Yep.
Optimized for modern gaming.
Unleashed.
All right, let me pull up this streaming. We're not going to do any games starting off today. We're getting started a little bit late. And,
Yeah.
but that's all right.
It's all right.
We shot the shit too much
Yep.
before we started, so
I mean, we're
It's all good.
we're adult nerds. This is like the only human interaction
Listen,
we get.
we are, I checked online, believe it or not, we are the only near 40 white guys with beards talking about geek shit online.
really,
Believe it or not, we have cornered the market.
we're the only ones.
We have cornered the market, everybody. We are the only ones.
We're the only ones that won't cry about Star Wars.
That's true.
Or-
we actually are the only ones that won't. We are the only
Or-
white man children that won't cry about Star Wars.
or people of color.
You won't hear us say the words woke Disney.
Well, now they did.
Yeah.
They're gonna take that out.
Not
of
in that
context.
context, though.
Got a bunch of super glue on my mic somehow. God,
Yeah.
I was fixing stuff.
I know.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we got a show. We're gonna talk about some stuff. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna make some jokes. Hopefully. In theory, we are going to make some jokes.
In theory, this will be an entertaining program for us all.
I hope so.
I don't need to make jokes. My life is a joke.
Womp,
Womp womp.
womp, womp.
All right. What do you say we just jump right into it?
Yeah.
So
Let's go.
for folks who are new here, we're not going to talk to chat until we take a break. We might try to fit it in where we can, but we kind of have to pretend like we're doing this for radio.
Because we are.
Because we are doing this for radio. Again, in theory.
In theory.
In theory. For who knows how much longer, but we are doing this for radio. Yeah. There's updates with that, by the way. I'm not
Okay.
gonna,
I can't get into that on the air, but
I mean, we probably could, but whatever.
yeah.
You can tell us later.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can tell you later. You look up PBFs and what's happening with NPR, and then apply that to public, non-for-profit radio.
Yeah.
That is, yeah. So anyway, but that's a bummer, and we're not.
No bummer.
Swear we are not going to be bummers today.
I've enjoyed doing this on Twitch more than I have being on the radio.
Well, it's an instant gratification thing.
Yeah.
You know. Plus, hey, I mean, we are narrowcasting to our audience with this. With the radio, you know, anyone could listen. At least we're not being followed by the plant show anymore. So we're not getting cross
Germinated?
yeah.
Cross pollination.
Yeah.
That's got to be whiplash for all the gardening ladies.
Oh yeah, no, it was a bad fit. It was a bad fit. We are now a late night show.
Let's talk about these plants. Anyway, here's video game news.
Fart video game. Here we go.
Why didn't we call the show Fart Video
We
Game?
should. You know what? We could probably switch it.
It's time for a rebrand.
Yeah, it's time for Fart Radio.
We just got a message. We just got a text on the Nerd Overload Facebook message.
Oh, nice.
Something about somebody said they just followed our show.
Oh, hey.
Pee pee poo poo video game. News.
So good.
Pee pee poo poo video game news.
It's so good. It's so good. We are hilarious. Do you have an intro for the show?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. We're just going to jump right on into it. And yeah, anytime.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that was disappointed there wasn't an Animal Crossing game to go with our new Doom game this time. I thought it was a package deal. I guess
I thought it was
not.
too. I thought it was too.
I hope the Slayer and Isabel aren't getting a divorce.
Oh yeah, they're just estranged. They're just taking a break. You know.
I guess the new Doom game's a prequel, so it's a different. It's before they met.
it would be Animal Forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be the failed DD game.
Before Isabel existed.
Yeah,
Isabel didn't exist until New Leaf.
that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But she's pretty much, well, I guess KK Slider was kind of like the mascot there for a while.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
the face of the game before, but now Isabel kind of is.
She kind of is at this point. I always like Tortimer.
Me
The
too.
old- the
Yeah.
old-
Me too.
the old
I
mayor.
saw the Lego set and I was this close to buying it.
Nice.
And the airport, because I really like the Dodo airport for some reason.
Oh no, it's cool. I like it.
I've always liked Captain for the weird creep that he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird little Kappa guy.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, I'm Sam.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Cody.
We have a fantastic show for you this week. Thank you all for tuning in. A bunch of things we're going to be talking about, but first, let's get into some things we've been checking out. Soundboard is coming next week. I'm finding a good. I am this close to getting a good situation with it. Check it out. All right, so things we have been doing. I have continued my what I guess has turned into go through a bunch of classic comedies and movies that I haven't watched for years. This time around, it was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Nice. A
Yeah,
classic.
it was a classic.
I have seen that one.
You have seen that one. Good.
Not
yeah.
the second one, but the first
Second
Really?
one- the
You've
second
never
one-
watched Bogus Journey?
Bogus
No.
Journey is arguably better than the first one.
It's
because-
definitely funnier.
Because it's not so much time travel as it is like parallel dimensions. Like they go to hell and heaven and station the aliens.
Station.
there. Station. Plus there's evil robot us's.
And good robot.
And
Us's.
good robot us's that they build, yes. But no, Bill and Ted's is, oh man, it's so good. It's so dang good. Whoa. Excellent. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but when you did that little guitar riff with your mouth,
Yep.
I don't know if you've ever seen it, but I'm sure Cody has. But there's an episode of Steven Universe where he's in the room that can create anything he wants,
Oh, sure.
but he thought he got out, but he wasn't. And it's
I
and
haven't seen this one, or I don't remember.
but it's
it.
glitching, and he's like, because he wanted to meet his mom.
Oh, sure.
But it's like overloading the room with requests and stuff. And he thought he was sitting there talking to his dad, but then his dad starts glitching, and every other thing is like it's some nebulous dad advice. And then he's like, does like an air guitar, and it sounded just like that.
Nice. But no, the movie is great. I mean, they did a fantastic job with it. It is, if you look at some of the original script and stuff, because I did a deep dive of it, and apparently the original script was not a phone booth, but it was a 70s van that they traveled through time
That's
in.
pretty good too.
But they had to change it because Back to the Future
Had
had
the
a
car.
traveling car.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I always thought it was a Doctor Who.
they had
pastiche.
no idea. They had never seen Doctor Who.
That's wild.
It was originally the two writers of the movie, Ed Solomon and I forget the other guy's name, unfortunately. It was a stand-up bit. They did improv as Bill and Ted.
Oh.
Yeah, and they didn't do the time travel thing. They were just two idiot surfers
Accurate.
that would talk about the daily news. Like they would pick up a newspaper before the show and just
it was like
riff
Weekend
on.
Update, but with character
but with
act-
character actors. Yeah, and there was a third one named Bob. They had that did a couple shows at the beginning and then lost interest. So yeah, Bill, Ted, and Bob were like doing the news, and that was the original bit. But yeah, I can't picture anyone else than Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves.
Oh, yeah.
and the characters.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the newest one?
No.
Face the Music.
Face the Music. No, I have not.
Face the Music also rules. It gets the energy of the original It does some more of the time traveling stuff.
See, I've heard it kind of goes. It can go either way. Like I've read some things where it was decent. I've read some things where it was kind of they felt like it missed.
Well, a lot of it comes down to, and this is a spoiler for that movie, but it's been multiple years. You find out that Bill and Ted putting the music together, it wasn't really them. They needed to stay friends because their daughters are the ones that actually create the music. But Billy and Thea are basically teen girl versions of Bill and Ted. They are like
That makes
clones
sense.
almost.
That makes sense.
They also go up against evil parallel versions of themselves that have failed and are trying to steal the music so that their version of the universe, they become popular.
Okay, that reminds me of the episode of Regular Show when the successful musician versions of Mordecai and Rigby come back to teach them how to be musicians.
Oh yeah.
But it's all just lip syncing to a pre-recorded track.
That's kind of what the bit is. They go to the future at some a few years into the future, and it's like Bill and Ted are living in this huge mansion, and one of them looks like Slash, and they're like being super oh yeah, we saved the day and stuff. And you find out they've been squatting in one of Dave Grohl's palatial mansions. And then they jump further where they're in prison and they've gotten super swole and they're like the leader of a gang and like that. And during the whole time, it's the princesses also get a time travel booth where they're trying to decide, should we divorce these idiots? Like the future versions of themselves give it to them saying, hey, make our lives better by divorcing these guys. But no, it's really fun. It's really, really fun. And Kid Cudi is in it, and he is an alien. He is a secret alien. But they meet not Bob Marley. Oh God, what's his name? I am embarrassed that I cannot remember his name. Along the Watchtower.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix. They meet Jimi Hendrix and a bunch of others, and it's fantastic. It's a great movie.
I was gonna say, are you forgetting the name of Rufus?
No. So Kristen Shaw plays Rufus's daughter.
Yeah. I remember that bit.
And she is named after George Carlin's actual daughter, Kelly. Yeah. So
George Carlin's a dollar.
Dollar. Yes.
George Carlin's pet dollar, Kelly.
Yep. And the last bit about it, there is a robot who just has a normal person's name, and he keeps saying
Tim.
what's a 3-person name
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like
a Billy Bob Thornton.
David something Schwimmer.
Oh yeah.
And it's super normal. But no, it's really, really, really good.
One of these days I'll sit down and watch it.
Yeah, you need to. But that's pretty much what I've been doing. I mean, I've watched some other movies, but I kind of want to save them for
when you don't have other check-em
when I don't
outs.
have other check-ums, I can talk about it. But yeah, that's what I've been doing.
I found out there was a Overlord movie, so I sat down and
The anime.
Yes.
Talked
It's
about
the
it
anime.
last week.
Yeah.
The anime, not the video game where you're a goblin.
Not what
Dark
people
Lord.
think our show is called.
Nerd Overlord.
We get that a lot.
You know what?
It's close.
It's so
It's
close.
weird. Yeah.
And it honestly wouldn't be that far of a stretch.
Anyway.
But yeah, I watched. I've watched everything there is animated for Overlord, the anime, and I continue to say that it's probably my favorite isekai, or one of them.
Nice.
Though I did see something the other day where somebody was making comparisons to when I got reincarnated as a slime. I was like, it is pretty much the same.
I've heard that's a good show.
I watched the first season when it was new. I haven't gone back, but I've heard really good stuff, and I'm like, that might be next on my list. But I've got so many other things I want to catch up on.
It was kind of before everybody else started doing that.
That's true. It was the first one that had the reincarnated trope thing in the title.
Is the vending machine one any good?
I've heard it
It's
is,
okay.
but
It's okay.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
It's not as dumb as you'd think.
Ah, bummer.
I don't know.
Well, like in a good way. Like
I still think Uncle from Another World is probably my favorite comedy isekai. Because it's the reverse. He comes back and he's telling his stories to his nephew.
Is it wrong to pick up girls in the dungeon? Is that an isekai as well?
No, it's just a fantasy.
I hate that name
it
so much.
looks like trash. It looks like straight trash.
Yeah.
It's one of those high dive ones.
High Dive has like the worst. They get like the dregs that Crunchyroll doesn't want.
It's like the chiller for anime. Or whatever that cruddy horror
knockoff
movie.
Shudder,
yeah.
Screambox.
Screambox, right? Yeah.
Whatever service had Lamageddon on it. Lamageddon was wild.
They take what Shudder doesn't want.
Which that's beyond scraping the bottom of the
There's
barrel.
few things Shudder doesn't want.
Yeah, true. Cody, what have you been doing? We'll just bounce around here.
I played through and finished the new Wadjet Eye Games point-and-click adventure game, Old Skies, today.
Yeah?
It's very, very good and very, very well written. It's a time travel story where you play as like an agent that works for this time travel company, and people pay this company extremely large amount of money to go back in time, and like they do nostalgia trips. If you like, the first one you do is a guy that just wants to go back and eat at the place he ate when he was in college.
Oh, okay.
But then that turns out to be not what he was doing.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah,
of course,
but you do different missions like that with different people and solve point and click puzzles, and then the stories start to weave together into a bigger, like, more interesting story about kind of like the marks you leave on the world. Because these agents that work for this company, they sit in the timeline in a different way than everybody else. Like, they can see the changes in the timeline in a way that other people don't.
Oh, interesting.
And they're not allowed to like interfere. Well, everybody has like a time ranking to how important they are to the set timeline. So if they're a low-ranking person, it doesn't matter if they get messed with or erased or whatever.
No, that makes, you know what, I like that a lot, because
as long as you're not messing with the anchor beings of the timeline.
Yeah, I don't like the full-blown butterfly effect where the minute you travel back in time,
it changes everything.
Everything's screwed up no matter what. I like that, where it's like, okay, this guy, he doesn't really affect too much. Do whatever.
There's a huge historical record that you have like a handler that tells you things, and he can read this historical record. And you can look if you get people's names or business names, you can look them up in a little like handheld computer that gives you a readout of like when they died or relevant information. Nice. And you use that to solve puzzles. There's a lot of really clever ones. There's a mission like where you're going to help somebody who was a co-founder of a business but missed like the big presentation that got their big funding, venture capitalist funding, and he wants to make it so he was the one that was there, so he gets to be the CEO.
Oh.
But one of the puzzles is he invented a gel that's an explosive that explodes when it hears certain like nonsense words that you set.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And you have to set up kind of a trap. It's kind of a spoiler for the puzzle, but it's one example of many. You have to set like the words that the person is saying in their presentation to sound close enough to the trigger words for the device so it blows up on them during the meeting and gets them all messy.
Oh, interesting.
Huh.
And you can give her pointers during her speech to kind of nudge her words
in that direction.
in the direction of the nonsense words.
Cool.
This is a really smart puzzle, and it's full
awesome.
of good ones like that, and nothing like too brain busting where you'll get stuck too long. And there's a decent enough. You can call your handler, and he'll kind of give you hints if you get stuck. Like. It's enough puzzles where it helps if you write stuff down occasionally.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Which I have a little notebook page on my desk that it's going to look weird to anybody who sees it because it has a lot of like dates in the future on it.
Scrawlings of a madman.
Yeah.
Oh, you had a,
yeah.
you had seen my little Blue Prince notebook. Somebody scratched out pages and stuff torn out, and I'm like,
But it's a great game, and it's the first one they've done that doesn't have pixel art. They did full res animation.
okay.
Really? Oh,
And
nice.
it looks really good.
Oh, good. Good.
excellent.
But Old Skies, check it out. It's excellent.
Nice.
And it has a really great, kind of tearjerkery ending that's really good.
All right.
Cool. I guess one thing I can talk about real quick is they've started the next season of Dark Side of the Ring. I'm
Ooh.
slowly starting to get back into my hyperfixation of
Wrestling.
old-timey wrestling. It seems like this season they are starting to dig. They're starting to run out of stuff, I guess. I mean, there's always going to be wrestlers who died under mysterious circumstances or did some stuff, but so many episodes where, hey, here was this popular wrestler. Guess what? He was on drugs.
Oh, no. Oh,
They
my
all
God.
were.
And the first episode of the season was the Hell in the Cell match where Mankind fell off the top of Hell in the
Everybody,
Cell twice.
everybody knows that story.
Everybody
at
knows
this
that
point.
story. The only thing that was really kind of interesting about it, because they don't talk to Undertaker. They take some clips from previous interviews, but they talk to
Kelsey Grammer, who looks like Undertaker.
who looks kind of like yeah.
No.
Kelsey Grammer looks like a deflated Undertaker. Yeah, but no, they talk to almost the entire Foley family at different times, and they go through how his wife was really ticked off because he had told her that he was going to take the first bump, and she was okay with that because she doesn't like him getting hurt at all,
But she's supportive of his
she's
art.
supportive of his art because she understands that he doesn't enjoy it. It is for his art. It's like a performance art for Mick Foley. She thought that he lied about the second fall because the second fall was a total accident. And the reason it was an accident, they used zip ties to attach all of the chain fence to it, and instead of securing it with metal straps like they were supposed to. So Undertaker did a power bomb to Mick Foley on the top of the cell,
Cage.
and he went through it.
Yeah, it broke the ties and he just fell through.
And what
yeah.
really injured him wasn't the fall so much as there was a steel chair on the top as well, and he landed face first on the steel chair.
Oof.
Ended up having a tooth go through the bottom of his lip.
Ugh.
Yeah. But anyway, the last thing that they talk about in it is Mick Foley going, I am legitimately concerned. I'm trying to do all of the good things that I can now because CTE is a real thing, and I got hit in the head more than most modern wrestlers. So I don't know how much time I have my brain left.
Oof.
Yeah,
That's rough.
It's rough. It's
That
rough.
is-
But then they get into some other episodes, and I mean, yeah, it's a lot of, this wrestler did a lot of drugs and ended up dying because of it. The one that's, I don't want to say interesting, but it brought some things to light. Tony Atlas was an old school wrestler, Mr. USA.
Okay.
Yeah. Tony Atlas, old school wrestler, interesting guy. He still runs a wrestling school, and he does really fantastic art. He's an artist as well, and he does really good art. But he had brain damage from a kid where he fell and hit his head while talking to a girl and admiring her cool shoes while in school. And ever since then, he has had a thing where he likes to have women step on his face with fancy new shoes.
Oh.
And he said it's not a sexual thing. He says it calms me down. I don't do anything with it. I don't get turned on by it. But I pay women to step on my face.
I don't know if I believe that.
I don't know if I believe it either. But
Yeah.
he seemed pretty genuine and forthcoming.
I mean, I'm not saying
it.
I'm not saying it's not a possibility, but
Yeah, but no,
the
he
internet
said-
has scarred me.
No, he straight up said, no, it's probably brain damage. I probably have some sort of thing because it just stuck in my head ever since then. It was not a thing until that point.
Much like a stiletto heel.
I was gonna say
stuck in his head. That's right. But no, it gets into how he was making, really good money for being a black wrestler in the 70s and 80s and was homeless because he spent his money on dumb stuff. He did not have... He grew up extremely poor, and
So he didn't
did
have
not-
good, what is it?
Money
What are they-
management.
he was
skills.
someone who never had money before was all of a sudden given
Flush with cash.
all the cash in the world, so he
MC Hammered it?
He MC Hammered it and ended up living on the street for a number of years. But yeah, no, that was an interesting episode. But most of it was just, hey, here's a guy who did a bunch of drugs and then he died.
Here's a wrestler that might have did steroids.
Surprise, they all did,
Yeah.
except for Mick Foley. Mick Foley actually did not. He did not drink. He didn't smoke.
He doesn't have he doesn't have like the steroid body.
He just likes to get blown up and smacked in the head with a hammer, with like a baseball bats covered in barbed wire,
Yeah.
And have a sock puppet.
and have a sock puppet, Mr. Socko. Yeah, yeah.
God, Mankind was definitely one of my favorite Foley characters.
And he inspired the look of a One Piece character.
He did. He actually inspired Bray Wyatt becoming the Fiend before his unfortunate passing a few years ago. But like, he did a lot. The Fiend actually got a hold of Mick and was like, "Hey, I have this idea for a character. He's very similar to Mankind. Is that and I actually kind of want to do some homage moves in the ring based on some Mankind stuff." And Mick is like, "That's great. I'm dressing up like Santa Claus right now and visiting kids in hospitals because that's his real
Yeah.
thing. That's his thing now. He does a lot of charity with, he looks like Santa Claus now and he dresses up like Santa Claus and visits people. There's a whole documentary about the Santa Claus culture of like people who, again, not a sexual thing according to this
I
documentary.
don't believe it. No.
But no, it's like these people that it's like they're professional Santa Clauses, and one of the people they talk to is Mick Foley because he does that stuff. But
I've heard there's like a whole like kind of culture behind the whole like
There is.
Santa thing.
based on the documentary I saw again, but then again it might have been skewed in one way or the other. But there apparently is a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But
Like there's even like Santa schools.
yeah, where you learn there's.
Like clown college.
Exactly,
Like Clown College.
exactly.
There is a Hallmark holiday romantic comedy from a few years ago that is about having to save a Santa school. And the son of a Santa school teacher that owned the school didn't want to become
A Santa.
and then like someone, they fall in love because it's in a
And they
small
become a
town or whatever.
Santa.
Yeah, they become a Santa.
I'm not letting you guys hold me back anymore. I'm going to clown college.
But no, okay. We got time for one or two more quick checkums.
You're supposed to go, well, I didn't think anybody expected him to say that. The Simpsons.
It is
The
a Simpsons.
Simpsons
Yes. I think I'm seeing double. 4 Krusties. Yeah. That's one of the few Simpsons quotes that to this day I haven't watched Simpsons in a million years.
That's
but
a great episode.
That is a great episode where it's like that quote sticks out in my head. Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of Doom Dark Ages, which I think
Oh,
I
yeah.
talked about a little bit last week, but
did.
not really
Yeah.
in depth.
I think you said you had started it, but that was about it.
Yeah,
I think
now-
you said
yeah.
you were only about an hour in.
Now I've played like a buttload, and I think I'm over halfway.
Oh, nice.
Actually, I just flew off into another dimension while writing Cthulhu.
Okay.
And like you said, you fight Cthulhu, and like it is like 100% Cthulhu. Like it looks like H.P. Lovecraft.
The
Like,
classic
they didn't-
style.
They didn't like do
They didn't
anything
mince it.
different. Like it's exactly Cthulhu.
Nice.
The only thing
nice.
he's missing is the name. He's just called the old one.
But yeah,
No, that's fine.
which I mean, people call Cthulhu that. That's one of his
That's one of
many
his
names.
It's one of his many nicknames. Sure.
The dreamer, the one who's the one who sleeps. All those things.
Like you have to drain the water from a place and go down and wake him up.
so
so-
you got to go down
yeah.
to Rife.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nice.
and he takes you like
is it Ryth or Ryleth?
Ryleth.
Who knows?
Too many apostrophes.
It-
Too many
it's
apostrophes.
H.P. Lovecraft stuff, man.
Yeah.
If it's not racist, it's weird.
Sometimes both.
yeah. But it's cool to see
Super
Doom
racist.
go that way.
Yeah.
This Doom game feels like they wanted to make Quake 1 a sequel to specifically Quake 1.
Mm-hmm.
And Bethesda's like, well, you can do that, but you have to call it Doom.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
they did with Prey. Like they wanted to make System Shock, but
But it had
Bethesda's
to
like,
be-
what if you just call it Prey? We're not doing anything with that franchise.
Yeah.
Which makes me sad because I really love the original game.
The original Prey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that game was great. And it had portals in it before Portal did.
Yep.
Nice.
Didn't have a gun that shot him, but
No.
yeah, they worked the same.
I just had an unlocked memory from a million years ago. So there for a while, I was playing a bunch of. There was a bunch of like Mario Brothers, like people taking riffs of it.
Oh, yeah.
And there was one that was Mario that was Portal, and he had the Portal gun.
Oh, yeah,
And
I
he could
remember
jump
that.
around and do all that stuff.
Oh, yeah,
In a
yeah.
2D space. It was really fun.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Oh man, now I kind of want to play like Splitgate 2.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, do you want to jump over into our news segment?
Why not?
News. All right. So yeah, let's talk about some things. What do we want to start with? You know what? The trailer that we just got done watching before starting the show was K-pop Demon Hunters, a new show for Netflix.
Yeah, a new movie coming to Netflix.
Oh, it's a movie.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
I thought it was
movie.
a show. Okay, cool.
It's by Sony Animation, the people that did Mitchell's vs. the Machines and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Did they also do Nimona?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was...
Because the animation style looked similar to some of Nimona's like exaggerated
Faces.
That was
facials.
Blue Sky.
Oh, there was?
That,
Okay.
that Disney closed after they bought.
And now it's a
Damn.
social media. No.
Yeah.
No. But no, it looks like a lot of fun. Josh, you mentioned while we were watching it, it gave a lot of Sailor Moon vibe.
Yes.
And I absolutely see it. It looked great.
Yeah, it's about a K-pop group of 3 girls who also have to fight demons as well as be K-pop idols.
And then a handful of demons show up and masquerade as a K-pop boy band.
Yeah.
And
Trying to drain energy from
Their fans.
and stuff. Yeah.
Really expressive, fun animation.
Incredibly expressive. Yes.
It's kind of like one of those weird lower frame rates, which I don't love, but it still looks great.
I mean, it worked for Spider-Verse and
I
stuff.
think it
Yeah.
gives a sort of claymation vibe to it because
Yeah.
it's a little bit herky-jerky.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not like, Harryhausen or anything like that.
No, well, no. But like, I'm trying to think what was another one that was 3D animated but had like that.
I mean-
That Dragon Prince show was like that.
oh yeah, Dragon Prince, sure.
I don't know. Dragon Prince felt more like...
But it had the low frame rate is what I'm talking
I mean,
about.
so did Ruby and...
Ruby was done on the cheap, I feel like.
Well, yeah, it was.
Yeah. Which is
It-
interesting because it got so popular
And
there for
initially,
a while.
initially it was done on the
Burned
cheap
red
end.
hot there for a minute.
Yeah.
Is that Marty Ohm?
Monty
Yeah.
Ohm.
Monty Ohm.
Yeah.
And it was great until he passed.
Well,
And then a lot of the action took a huge backseat.
you know.
And then voice actors said really dumb things.
well,
And that's about when I fell off.
That's when it got usurped by a has-been hotel. I feel like.
No, I feel like Ruby was kind of sitting on the shelf collecting a little bit of dust before Has Been came out.
Has Been Hotel has become the new Homestuck at conventions. I'm going to
Oh, yeah.
Oh
right
yeah.
here.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Because the last con we went to did not see a single Homestuck. So
many Charlie
Charlies.
Morningstars.
Yes, there were a million Charlie
it's an
Morningstars.
easy costume.
Alistairs. I see 1,000 Alistairs.
I don't think that guy's that cool. I don't get it.
I don't know.
Of all the has-been hotel characters, he doesn't do anything. Like,
It definitely feels like they were setting him up for something bigger in another season.
yeah, but it didn't get there yet.
No.
He's like, I'm pulling all the strings in the background.
Are you
It's
really
like,
though?
Yeah.
Are you really though?
Yeah.
Though I do like the song he sings with Vox though, the TV demon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always see it.
One of the many characters they introduce and then don't do anything with.
Exactly. There's this whole like cabal of
Yeah.
like people that Alistair used to mess with.
There
and
was
then-
a drinking. There should be a drinking game. Drink every time they introduce a character on Hazbin Hotel, and you'll be dead by the end of the season.
Oh.
or relegated to fairly uselessness.
Yeah.
But yeah, the conventions are always it's. The last one I went to, it was a bunch of Alistairs and a bunch of Lucifers.
Okay.
All you saw was big floppy white hats everywhere. Because he's got that big stupid top hat.
Yeah.
Outside of the main one, I don't know anything.
And if it's
about it.
if it's not Hazbin Hotel, it's Hell of a Boss. The spinoff.
the spinoff.
The lesser spinoff.
That's a shame because that has Christina V.
Yeah.
as the main voice.
No, she's not.
She's a side character again.
She showed up on my Facebook People You May Know the
Really?
other day.
Did
like
you friend her?
the legit.
You should've.
Like the
Her-
legit one.
Her personal Facebook page.
You should have friended
No,
her.
I clicked on it and it said personal page. Like, don't friend me if you don't know me. So I
gotcha.
didn't do it.
Okay, well that's
But
fine.
I'm
then.
like, why?
That's respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna bother. And,
Yeah.
and it specifically
Did it have any
said,
like related like people? This is someone that your friend is friends with.
I don't
it
think
just
so.
popped up.
Yeah, it just
that's
popped up. I don't
that's
know.
wild. That's
It
really
is always
wild.
weird to me, like whenever I see like a people you may know, and I see 0 mutual friends.
Yes. Where are they pulling these from?
Yeah, where did this come from?
It's like
Yeah.
this 9 times out of 10, it's some weird bot account,
Well, sure.
and I'm just like, no, I don't even know who this. Why is this suggested to me? Is it because I've denied so many others? You're just pulling people out of
Just
thin air.
whoever. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, you're a human that breathes oxygen. You might know this person across the country.
who also breathes oxygen.
Right. Yeah. Let's talk about some other stuff. What else do we have?
You may know this single-celled cave organism that subsists on iron deposits.
Toy Story 5 Conan. I think there's some there. We could talk about that. a little
Yeah,
bit.
sure.
So Conan O'Brien has been cast as a voice in the next Toy Story movie, Toy Story 5. Also, apparently there's a Toy Story 5 coming.
There's always another Toy Story, unfortunately.
That makes me sad because, listen, I love the first 3 Toy Story movies.
Yeah.
They were great,
Fantastic trilogy of films.
but also 3 definitively ended the series.
Yep.
You didn't need more. Although I will say there was that Halloween episode that was a made-for-TV thing that was an hour long that took place after 3. That was kind of fun.
Oh, I remember that one. Isn't that like the one like with the dinosaur?
Yeah, that it had Timothy Dalton as one of the toys.
Right.
Yeah, but
I'm just gonna say this. My favorite Timothy Dalton role is him in Hot Fuzz.
Yeah. Hot Fuzz or the Rocketeer. We talked about Rocketeer
Oh,
last year. We
yeah,
can't
yeah.
talk about Rocketeer again, but
No.
he was great in that.
Hot Fuzz is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Of the trilogy, it's my favorite one.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
up there. It's
I
up
mean,
there.
I never saw the last one.
The World's End is meh,
I
in my
heard-
opinion.
Yeah, I heard it was meh, so
It was
I haven't
just okay.
bothered.
Like I saw it
Yeah.
in theater, and while I enjoyed it, it definitely felt like it was way lower on the scale.
I feel like Edgar Wright has been very hit or miss ever
Lately.
since Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
Like I did not care for Baby Driver.
No.
Didn't do a thing for me.
No. Well, World's End, to tell you how I felt about it, I started it, got about halfway through, and said, I think I could finish this later,
I never went back.
and never went back to it. And I never stop in the middle of movies.
I liked
Mostly.
Last Night in Soho.
Oh, yeah, but that's like an interesting like time
Yeah.
thing, which is really cool.
Matt Smith in it, traveling through time. No, he doesn't. He doesn't do
He doesn't.
time
He
travel.
doesn't. But no, Toy Story 5. I don't think it needs to exist, but Conan O'Brien's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like Conan. He's a goofball. Why not? He's so famous. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
I hope he comes back in Death Stranding too. And I hope you get the same item from him again. The otter hat that lets you swim.
I felt like if they were gonna do a Toy Story after 3, they should have just gotten
New toys?
new toys,
New toys.
a next generation, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see like a like maybe a He-Man stand-in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they don't have like elbow joints or anything. They just got like the arms and they're just really wide.
For all we know, Conan might be that because
That'd be hilarious.
as a play on his first name.
Yeah.
If he's a fake, if he's a Conan knockoff. Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Thinking.
There's so much stuff they could do with 80s toyetic, like,
They really could.
TV show garbage toys.
Yeah. I never went back to check on it, but there was a, this is only tangentially related, there was a Kickstarter for a fighting game that was 80s action figure based. They were like close, like legally distinct versions, but the character models had the joints and like they had the right kind of lighting to make it look like a plastic sheen. It was really cool. And like the backgrounds were like the play sets that you would get from those 80s toys. It was actually really cool.
They should have kit bashed the toys and stop motioned it.
That would have been really cool.
That's how I would have done
That would have been
Oh
really
yeah,
cool.
definitely.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Kind of reminds me. There was like this. I know we're kind of like getting into the weeds here. but
Whatever.
There was a first-person shooter I played a couple years ago.
Oh, I forget what that was called, but I know what you're talking
Yeah. It's kind of like a tower defense kind of thing, but you're also just like a toy.
about. Yeah.
And you collect other toys and batteries and stuff.
There was a
Pikmin. It was called Pikmin.
it was a small soldiers game that I played a lot, and it was like
It's called Army Men.
It was like it was like an XCOM.
I love Army Men.
Oh, Army Men
I'm not
was
gonna
fun.
lie.
That
I
was
love
a good
Army Men.
franchise that they kind of
Ruined.
just oversaturated.
Like Sarge's Heroes, I was like, meh.
They
The
could
first
bring it-
two were
It'd
good.
be fun if they brought it back.
Actually,
though.
there is a game that's very similar. I can't remember the name of it, but I've seen it on the PlayStation Store a few times, where it's pretty much it's like classic Army Men.
So is the theme of this episode, this is a thing that exists, but I can't remember it?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's the theme of every episode.
Well,
That's also true. And I
that's
feel
a good
like
point.
It's
and I
only
feel
going
like-
to get more like that the older we get.
I was just
Well,
getting ready
sure.
to say, the older we
Yeah.
get, the worse it's gonna get.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Well, there's your problem, Sand. It's set to Wumbo.
All right, so some positive things. Sesame Street has been rescued.
By Netflix.
Well, hopefully they don't cancel it after 2 seasons.
But they're doing one better than HBO Max.
Well,
That's not hard.
that's not
But
difficult.
when they
it's a
were
low
on
bar.
when they were on Max, they had an exclusivity deal of like 9 months before they would then show up on PBS,
Yeah.
so everybody could see it. Netflix is saying no. Day and date, as soon as there's a new episode on Netflix, it'll also be able to air on PBS.
That's
There's
cool.
Not a problem, which is good because Sesame Street should be accessible to everyone.
It should be accessible to everyone.
That is the point.
Yes. Yes. I love Sesame Street. It's done so much good in the world. I can't believe that it is in this state, that
Yeah.
they are constantly on the verge of being...
It shouldn't it shouldn't be hard to make Sesame Street. Like,
No.
people should be like tripping over themselves to give Children's Television Workshop money to make this show.
Absolutely. It boggles my mind that...
It's such a staple. I don't understand why anyone would want to mess with it.
Some things shouldn't need to be profitable to exist.
I
No.
agree.
Sometimes
No.
you need to do things for the good of society, and Sesame Street is one of those things.
Yeah, but people don't think about that. People always got to think about, how's this benefit me? How's this benefit me? And it's
And it can be profitable. It's just not immediately profitable because you are
Investing in the future.
in the future, which is always a positive investment, but people don't see it that way.
no.
Everybody wants a quick return on everything.
Everything
That's
is a
just not the way
grift.
it is.
Everything is greed, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a quick return, and they want number go up forever, and neither things are.
Neither of them do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Elden Ring movie.
Why?
Don't know.
Because it's a popular video game, but like I don't think there's movie meat on the bones.
No. George R.R. Martin could probably scrape out enough
We're gonna see
information.
the dung eater on screen.
Oh man, yeah, that would be great. I'd be up for that. That giant pot with the arms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like it's just dark, like generic dark fantasy is
It
what
is.
Elden Ring is. So just make a dark fantasy movie.
Yeah,
if
it's
you
just
want.
it's this grimdark fantasy. That's all it is.
Unless they fall, the main character is that little guy, that big guy, one of the gods that learned gravity magic because he just wanted to ride his tiny pony, and he was too big for it. I forget which one that one was, but like his boss stuff was gravity magic, and he just loved his little pony so much he wanted to make himself lighter so that he can ride his tiny.
Sorry, all I can
pony.
think of is the Onion Knight from Dark Souls.
Is it gonna have the turtle pope?
Oh yeah,
I
Turtle.
hope so.
Or the one lady boss that everyone talks about, that the guy with the basket fought.
Melania?
Yeah, let me
Melania.
solo her or whatever.
I hope there's a reference to Let Me Solo Her. That would be
there would
great.
have to be. There would have to be.
I love the witch with the two arms.
Yeah.
Rani. I love her design.
Rania.
I mean,
so
we all
much.
have 2 arms, bud.
Yeah.
I mean, 4 arms. Two sets of arms is what I meant to say.
Hey, did you ever notice that all of the main bosses in Elden Ring, their name starts with a G, an R, or a M?
I have never played Elden Ring, so I don't know.
George R. R. Martin.
Oh God, what a narcissist!
Yeah, every single one of them. Yeah, G, R, or M.
I liked Elden Ring fine enough. I'm not a Souls guy,
Yeah.
and I got frustrated with it, but there was enough exploration stuff in the open world that it held my interest
little bit?
longer than
Sure.
I thought it would.
Sure. Do you think that they are fast tracking this because of the potential of Legends of Zelda coming from Sony, Nintendo, or what have you?
Maybe.
And they're trying to like get ahead of the fantasy sword and sorcery
Video game.
video game based what have you,
Bandai Namco works with Nintendo so much though, and this is their property.
unless
Kinda, yeah.
it's like the divisions are separated
Yeah.
within the company structure.
Which they probably are.
Which they
probably are.
Because all the big video game companies anymore are an amalgamation of like
Tencent.
400, like horror, like yes, it's all Tencent.
Yeah, all the way down.
Yeah, till all are one. Tencent.
Our
We're-
Chinese
our-
masters.
Our,
at
our, our,
Tencent.
our cyberpunk future is just
10 cent and that-
skyscrapers with 10 cent on the side
Yeah.
of them.
Tencent and that Saudi company that is that Saudi prince that's ruining SNK.
Oh
between
yeah.
the two.
yeah.
Apparently, the Mark of the Wolves game is not good. I've heard.
It's not especially good. It's doing really poorly.
That's
a lot
a
of
shame.
Well, it's a shame with the exception that it is actually really bad, and a lot of people are
Well,
flat
like
out.
it's a shame it ended up that way as
Well,
a whole.
yeah. But I mean, if you want other games by them, their latest Samurai Showdown was really good. It ended in a really good spot. And
I do love the Samurai Showdown games.
it
It's been a
started rough.
minute.
It started rough, but it ended in a really good spot. And the most recent King of Fighters was pretty stellar. But yeah, the biggest problem with the Mark of the Wolves stuff is the inclusion of real life people.
Which doesn't fit within the
Oh yeah, isn't this the one that?
universe.
Isn't this the
As
one that
Soccer
has,
Man.
Yeah,
The soccer
Messi?
guy,
No, it's not
Ronaldo.
Messi. It's a
Ronaldo.
different guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ronaldo. Yeah.
Ronaldo is a very problematic person to begin with. There was another guy who
Isn't
was like
there already an SNK character named Ronaldo?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I
but he
thought.
doesn't exist anymore because Soccer Man.
Okay.
There is another live character, Gennardio or something like that. He's a DJ, and he's like a family friend of the Saudi prince.
Might as well
However,
put Marshmallow in there. or whatever.
He's fine with Fortnite.
However, I will say I looked up a couple of his music videos solely because I needed to. I had to know how bad this was. He is a comedy DJ who loves SNK, and he was put in as the Dan.
Oh, well, that's
Of
not
the
as
game.
bad.
No,
That's
no.
not as bad.
No.
And he also looks like popular fighting game streamer Maximilian Dude. And on Twitter, the DJ, got a hold of Max and said, "Hey, what size tracksuit do you?" Because the guy wears tracksuits.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey, Max, what size tracksuit do you wear? I have a present for you."
They should have put Sabrina Carpenter in it too. If she can be in Fortnite, she can be in.
She can be in
Mark of the
everything.
Wolves. Yeah.
Yeah. The Sabrina Carpenter Anywhere system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Taylor Swift coon.
I don't know, Taylor Swift had a dead body show up near one of her mansions. Apparently, I saw a blurb.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
read about it, but like, what are you doing, Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
continues to pollute the world.
All right, other stuff.
Everybody knows if Taylor Swift wanted to kill somebody, she would do it on her jet and throw them out of the jet.
Yeah.
When she's going down the street to the local speedway.
Let's see. It's not on the list, but they postponed Avengers Doomsday.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, the next
Yeah.
two projects are delayed to 2025.
Which makes me
fine.
kind
or
of wonder.
2026 and 2027.
I think it's great. I take your time.
Yeah.
Don't rush.
Yeah.
Don't rush things.
Let us recover from fatigue.
Yeah. I'm getting there.
They've slowed. Oh, I've been there.
I'm getting to the recovery.
Oh,
period.
okay.
I'm going to see Thunderbolts this weekend, and
The
that's
Thunderbolts
the first,
is good enough that it's worth it.
with the exception of Deadpool, because it was barely an MCU movie.
Barely.
Barely.
It was a Fox.
It was
a
more.
Fox movie.
It was a
more
Fox
than it
movie,
was-
really.
With
But,
MCU references.
Yeah.
But prior to that, the most recent MCU movie I saw in theaters was the third Thor, and that's
Well,
been multiple years.
That one was bad. That was a bad movie.
It had its moments. I will say I liked Jane Foster coming back. I wish she didn't super die at the end.
It's just too silly. It was too silly.
It was too silly. They leaned a little bit heavier into the Ragnarok, because Ragnarok was great.
Yeah,
It
Ragnarok was good. Ragnarok was fantastic.
But yeah, they did
Yeah,
a little too heavy.
that bit with the Guardians at the beginning kind of felt a bit much.
I actually like that.
I mean,
that was maybe one of the highlights for me.
I did.
you love the Guardians.
I
though.
love the Guardians, and I feel like those scenes felt like James Gunn Guardian.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
yeah, they did.
It
Yes.
felt right. But like when they went to at the point where they went to the pantheon of all the gods that are actual space aliens, and they ran into the god of dumplings.
Yeah, there was
Oh.
a cartoon dumpling guy.
That was
and, like, that was
weird.
stupid.
That was
and
weak.
like the real goofiness of Zeus and
Yeah,
then the fact they tease Hercules at the end
and he's never going to show
they're
up.
never going to deliver
He's
on that.
never going to show up. That's like Black Knight at the end of Eternals.
Yeah.
And I have to explain that because no one saw Eternals.
Oh, Eternals was bad.
Yeah, it wasn't
Or
great.
which sucks because Kit Harington would have been a great Black Knight.
Yeah.
He would have.
Granted,
He's
it's a bit-
basically
it-
Jon Snow.
yeah.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
He's modern Jon Snow with a magic sword.
Thor 3 felt like Taika Waititi wasn't really trying, and he was just goofing around with his friends and getting a
I
paycheck.
think he wanted out of his contract because he had signed a 3-film deal.
Yeah,
I think what it was, and his deal was converted to one Star Wars, and I think that's what he wanted to do. So he made a bad movie as a joke. he pulled a producers is what he did. So
it's too bad they probably won't let him make a good Star Wars either.
probably not. I mean, there's so much, even more so than the MCU movies. There is so much like overhead and studio meddling with the Star Wars franchise.
They won't let him be creative.
They won't let him be Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
He'll just be director man, and that's it.
He'll either end up making a mediocre like milquetoast movie or backing out of it entirely,
Backing out
like
of it.
Edgar Wright and Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, yeah. Although I liked the Ant-Man movies.
Yeah, I
so
liked Ant-Man
I
fine.
think that was actually a good
Yeah.
back out.
I would like to see the Edgar Wright Ant-Man.
I would too.
like to go to that universe and see it, but I
Sure.
think Ant-Man's good.
Yeah.
I even like the third Ant-Man that everybody hated. I thought it was
Oh,
fine.
Quantumania?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet.
I
But,
still haven't either.
It's fine. I
Yeah.
don't know why everybody thought it was the worst thing to ever
I
exist.
mean, I've seen plenty of screen caps of MODOK. I'm just kind of like, all right.
yeah, it looks. But MODOK looks stupid. Like,
But he always looks stupid.
yeah, exactly.
Stupid.
Like, what did you expect?
He's a giant head with little arms.
Yeah, and that's what he is in that
that's
movie.
what he is. Yeah, yeah.
Though I still haven't watched the Hulu one with Patton Oswalt.
It's not bad.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's not a bad show.
I miss so there for a while Kevin Smith was in talks to do a Howard the Duck that was tangentially set in the MCU. I would have wanted to
Yeah.
animated.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
That would have been great because Seth Green was in talks, was going to be Howard the Duck, which he is
Seth
the voice-
Green was Howard the
he
Duck.
was Howard the Duck in the couple of cameos that he had in the main movies.
And I'm pretty sure he's also Howard the Duck in the What If stuff.
He is.
And I think
He is.
Kevin Smith can still be a really good writer when he wants to be.
I think that at this point in his life, he needs to have some kind of structure. Like, he needs to work in established properties and not come up with his own stuff, because it's not great.
Yeah.
Tusk was great.
Tusk was fantastic.
And
I
Red
liked
State
that
was
movie.
good, but
Red State is a oof kind of movie.
it's a rough one, but it's a rough watch, but it was a good movie. But like, going back to the View Askew universe is just not working
I'm
anymore.
afraid to watch Clerks 3.
I am too.
I have not seen it because I'm just afraid to watch it.
I don't want it to ruin the, and
Yeah.
I actually, with the exception of Dogma, I really haven't watched any of the Kevin Smith stuff, solely because I have like the rose-colored glasses
yeah.
memory of those films.
Your memories of it are probably better than the films themselves actually are.
because I was 22, and that's where my brain was at
Yeah.
that time.
like Mallrats.
Mallrats and Clerks and all that. I have a feeling if I were to go back to them, it's not gonna be good.
If you get a hankering for Clerks, just watch the animated series because it's always good.
Oh no, Bear is driving.
How can this be?
How can this be?
That's probably my all-time favorite animated series, like, period. I don't know what it's the combination of like the super great designs,
Oh, yeah.
character designs, and
With the real thick black lines.
yeah, and the writing is so far ahead of its time. It's ridiculous.
Like, it gives me like Daria vibes.
Yes. Which is a show that I haven't watched and need to.
You've never
You
watched
never
Daria?
watched Daria?
Never watched Daria.
I mean,
didn't-
I haven't watched Daria since it was new, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I love Daria, especially when I was a kid. I feel like now maybe I'd be like, Daria, maybe lighten up a little bit.
Well, sure, yeah. But again, it's...
maybe part of the problem is you.
Didn't they do a sequel series or a return where she's older
They
or something?
talked about it.
Or they were working on it?
I think they talked about it, but
Yeah.
nothing ever came out of it.
And then
gotcha.
they were going to do a spinoff of Jodie from Daria.
Yeah,
And then that
that fell
been
apart.
Vaporware.
Well, at least the King of the Hill is happening.
Yeah.
'Cause-
In like 2 days.
Wow,
Oh,
really?
wow, that's coming
Did
up
they
quick.
put a date on it?
Yeah, May 25th on Hulu.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's soon.
I'm gonna
that
be there
snuck up
for it.
on me,
Nice.
yeah.
Are they dropping the whole thing, or is it a week by week?
I don't know.
Hulu,
I don't know.
it's probably week by week.
That's good.
That would be the good way to do it,
Yeah,
because that'll keep
I
people
prefer it
talking
that way.
about it.
I do not like a full
Binge
season
watching?
binge dump of a show.
I don't either.
I'll just never finish it if that's the case.
The only time I did that was with the first Daredevil Netflix. And it was because I had insomnia and stayed up for like 22 hours
And that's all
straight,
Netflix
and
does.
that's just burn through all of it.
Like
Yeah.
Netflix still thinks that the binge watching model works.
because they invented it.
Yes.
and
well, they want immediate returns and not slow burn.
But if you want
Draw it
somebody to
out.
keep talking about your property, release it week by week like old television,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
you will keep news articles circulating talking about your thing. People online will be talking. It's like when The Mandalorian first came out, and every day I went to work and I was talking to my friends about, or my coworkers about The Mandalorian. We had stuff to talk about every week because it was the new. It's like, oh, it's Mando Day.
water cooler show.
Yeah, water cooler. Yeah,
I miss the water cooler show.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, we have an addition to a news story from last week, the paper. We
Yes.
talked about how we had no idea what the paper was. We only knew that
It was connected to the office.
it's connected to the office. Well, super fan Greg got a hold of me and let me know
Retired
that
bread man.
Retired bread man. Yes. Online handle retired bread man. You're You've just revealed his secret identity.
I've outed
online.
him. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
That's all right. But
I can't believe you doxed him.
he informed me that it is a spinoff in that it's the same documentary crew from The Office picking a new business, a new topic, and it is a failing newspaper company.
So it's a newspaper.
It's a
company.
newspaper based out of Toledo, Ohio. So it is It's still Midwest.
Scott the Woz can guest on
He
it.
could guest on it. Yeah. Hey guys, Scott here.
I mean,
Here's a newspaper that's failing. I think it's okay.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
it-
I don't
it's-
know if I would watch it like I did The Office because I think that time of my life is over.
Yeah.
But it's that's a decent idea. And
I don't think it needs to be connected to The Office in any way. Just do like Parks and Rec and let it be its own thing.
From what I understand, again, coming from Greg, he said that the only crossover character is that Oscar from The Office is going to be a sometimes show up character because he is the paper rep from Dunder Mifflin that gives them paper for their newspaper. So Oscar's the only one.
In this day and age,
and that's fine. That's enough.
Yeah.
In this
enough.
day and age, I do wonder how someone would talk about how basically print media is dead.
There's a lot to mine from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of comedy to mine from that.
It's not like there's never been a sitcom based at a newspaper. I feel like that's a done thing. Isn't like Mary Tyler Moore
Nope,
No?
TV. Mary Tyler Moore show was TV.
TV news?
Yeah,
Was TV news. WKRP was radio, of course. I don't think there really
Oh,
has
maybe
been
not.
too many
I don't know, it
newspaper
feels
shows.
like-
I'm sure there's something out there, but I'm not. It does not immediately come to mind. So it must not have been especially popular.
I mean, it always feels like it's been like, especially in older shows, there's always
It's
at least
been.
I was
One
going to do
week.
that too. Me too.
Yep. But yeah, no, you're right.
Welcome
you're
to
absolutely right.
Comedy Bang Bang.
I mean, at some point, there's always a reference. Like, it feels like in anything, especially in older media, where somebody either works for a newspaper or something. Like,
Sure.
like Peggy worked for the newspaper in Arlen briefly.
But that's like a episode or two kind of thing. It's not like a.
one of Peggy's many
Many
side hustles.
Many
Yes,
side hustles.
yes.
Because she's never fulfilled.
But I guess there has never been like a show just straight out set at a newspaper like
No,
that.
like
to that extent.
Maybe some Superman bits, but that's about it.
The short-lived Clarissa Explains It All sequel show.
Oh, sure. Just Shoot Me was a magazine, so I guess magazines would be the closest thing to it.
I forgot about
But-
Just Shoot Me.
I did too, until just now. But yeah. So that's with that. I guess we should go ahead and wrap things up for the week.
Oh wow,
we made
All right.
it. We made it, guys. We got through a show.
Wow, we were some rambling gentlemen.
Ramblin' dudes, that's us. You have been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can find all of our links to our social media. That is links.nerdoverload.com.
Does that have our Discord on it?
Not yet. I'm still setting up our Discord.
Okay, well, we're working on a public Discord, so you can all chat messages or do whatever you do on Discord. I don't know.
Yeah,
it would probably be easier than messaging our Facebook
I'm
page.
30 to 40 years old, and I don't know what a Discord is. But you can use a phone to give us a call.
We are 30 or 40 years old, and we still use a phone to call people.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
No, I don't do that.
I don't either.
I don't answer calls.
But
Don't
give
call
it-
me.
Yeah, don't call me. But do
But
call.
do call the
Do
Nerd
call
Overload
the Nerd
hotline.
Overload hotline. The number for that's 412-345-1413. You call that, our voicemail will pick up, and you can leave us a message.
The
That
voicemail that says my name and not the show. I'm still working on it.
But ignore that.
Ignore that. And
Leave
talk
the
to us.
message. We'll play it on the show.
That's right. You can find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube, which we are live on multiple times a week, along with our Twitch, Friday nights and Monday nights. As of right now, we should, and probably future some other times.
I still need to
maybe.
put the credentials into my stuff so I can stream.
Yeah, you should do it.
I broke my computer.
Oh, well, that's a problem.
Aw.
And finally, I'd like to thank Parker for helping us out with our news and David Pencil for our intro and outro. So again, thank you very much for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
Rip and tear until it is done.
All right.
That's the doom. I'm about just push the microphone away, but I remembered we're still
live.
live.
And to answer Made with Love and Swear Words, my shirt says Flash. It's Flash Gordon, a movie that I'm pretty sure you haven't seen, but I'm going to heavily
Make you.
suggest it this weekend. It's campy and fun and stupid, and it has the bad guy is Von Trapp from The Sound of Music, which I know you point out every time that he shows up in other things.
And
Max von Sydow.
he's an awful yellow peril stereotype.
Yeah, it's not great. He is playing an Asian character, but I guess technically he's playing an alien. So maybe no, it's not.
No.
It's not. It's
It's
not.
still not okay.
His name
but it was
is
a different
Ming.
time.
Have you seen the Flash Gordon movie from the 80s?
No.
Oh, it's campy as hell.
Oh,
but
it's
really
terrible.
good.
It's-
Queen does the
Yeah, I
music
know
for
the
it.
Queen
Yeah.
soundtrack.
Savior of the universe.
I want a shirt that says Macromedia Flash MX.
That would be good in that style.
Yeah.
I actually need to return this shirt because I washed it once and a lot of the red bled onto it. So and there's other like stains now from just washing it. So this is the only time I'll be wearing this today. And then it's going to go into a box
Hey,
and go into
now
the
you'll
mail.
be able to understand the references in the first Ted movie.
Oh yeah, because Sam Jones on the hover bike.
Yeah,
Yeah. Brian Blessed.
Death to me!
Dive. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for checking out the show, everybody. We actually had a pretty decent turnout. No, everybody needs to see Ted once. I enjoyed Ted.
I
Made
thought
with Love
Ted
is-
was pretty good.
The second one was not especially.
I have still not seen the
yeah,
second
I've not
one.
watched. I felt like I got all the Ted I needed out of the first
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, but no, I liked Ted for what it was the first time. It felt kind of like Paul. Do you remember Paul with
The alien?
With the
Seth
alien
Rogen
one?
alien?
It's very similar, and I
That-
liked Paul better.
That's been showing up on Netflix. Like they got the rights to it, and
It
apparently
was just
people-
added to Netflix.
Yeah, people have been watching it because it shows up on like the top lists for
Yeah.
some reason.
It's because it's really good.
People are hungry for Paul.
I own
America
it.
loves
I own
Paul.
it on
America loves
DVD.
Paul.
I got it as a gift on DVD, and I have never watched
All
it.
I
You need to.
I saw it, but the only thing I remember in it is that Sigourney Weaver shows up at the end.
Oh yeah, spoiler. But
Yeah.
yes, but no. That movie is great. You know what? So I've been watching a lot of like movie review shows on the YouTubes, and I am thinking that might be where No, I Haven't Seen That might return, where we do running commentary tracks
Oh,
of
yeah.
movies that
Yeah,
at least
that's a
one
good
of us
idea.
hasn't seen, and we just have it so that you can sync it up to the
The
whatever.
film.
So that might be where No, I Haven't Seen That returns. I was going to bring that up off mic, but
Here we are.
it's here.
I heard the Ted show that was on Peacock is
It's better. It's okay.
is pretty good
Because
but-
it follows a
Young.
child Marky Mark. Although there is now going to be another Ted series with actual Marky Mark.
Isn't it animated too?
It is animated, but
Which
it
at
is-
that point it's Family Guy.
It's Family Guy.
yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, do we have anything to add to our thing before we wrap things up?
I don't know, play Old Skies. People play Old Skies.
Yeah.
It's really good. Play
Yeah.
it.
Check out my stream on Monday. I'm going back to Pokemon Infinite for
Play Survival Kids on the Switch.
I'm going. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do a couple episodes of Pokemon Infinite, and then I'm going to jump to something else. Survival Kids might be. I've actually have threatened to pull up some old shovelware Super Nintendo games that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I pulled up Duck Dodgers and the Marfin missions, which is interesting. It is a kind of like a Earthworm Jim clone. But after each level, there is a shop system where you can buy power-ups and other guns for Daffy Duck. And there's like 5 levels, so it's pretty short.
What was that game that we played when we were making Let's Plays? A
Daikatana?
million years ago. It was a Super Nintendo game. It had like a German name.
Oh, gosh. You know what? I probably have it on here. Let me look at. Because I before I wiped our Facebook our YouTube to kind of reboot it, I saved everything. Let's see.
Yulschlager or something. Shot. I keep wanting to say Schottenjäger, but that's Gabriel Knight.
That's not Schottenjäger. Yeah, Gabriel Knight is the Schottenjäger.
Yeah.
Which I need to play those games.
Gabriel Knight's great.
Let's YouTube backup.
Although they get progressively worse. The first one's really good, and then it goes.
Let's see. Very Public Domain Christmas, which was our first ever. I still have that. When we sat on my couch when there was nothing in my house except for my PC tower and my old TV. Let's see. Stream Sonic the Hedgehog.
That was me, I think.
Geisko Sentai Car Ranger. I actually liked that one.
It was like
Zelda.
so long ago. It might have been Pizza Extreme
It
Team.
might have been Pizza Extreme's team. Stumbles through. Oh, I did save all of my Link's Awakening Game Boy ones, and Josh played Sea of Thieves once that I still have. Daikatana, Pokemon Nuzlocke. Yeah, I don't have it. I don't have it anymore, unfortunately.
If you have a Monday you can't stream, you should just play one of those.
I should just to drop it in.
Yeah.
They did relax their rules on pre-recorded stuff the other day, which is pretty cool. But no, anyway, yeah. Next Monday is going to be Pokemon Infinite Fusion. That's going to become kind of like my placeholder between actual other games. Because I want to do a bunch of shorter games to go along with longer, and then once that Pokemon's done, I'll pick another RPG or something to go with that.
I need to start streaming. I need to just suck it up and do it.
It's fun. It's fun, and it is very freeing to know that there's not a lot of people watching you at first, because you can just kind of
just do whatever.
just do whatever. You're not having to, you don't have to kowtow to Raid Shadow Legends or the mattress one or like
Casper mattress.
Casper mattresses. What are some of the other ones that people do?
HelloFresh.
NordVPN. NordVPN. Yeah. I'm not saying I wouldn't take their money, but
part of me kind of wants to do game dev streams, but I worry that it would spoil the games that I'm making.
Sure. I mean, you could do not like full-blown dev, but like playtesting.
True.
That way, that's at least partially, hey, this is partially done. I want to, do the first level here. You should go back to the golf game. I think that was fun.
Yeah. I'm just so burn on it.
Sure. No, that's fair. That's fair. But
I need to just suck it up and finish it, but
or finish, one of them.
Yeah, finish something. I've been working really hard on my stupid Pokemon.
That's turning out pretty
Picross
great.
game.
Yeah. What system are you building that in?
It's
Is it Game Maker?
No, it's ClickTeam Fusion.
ClickTeam Fusion.
I always
Okay.
use.
Because there is a Game Boy dev program.
Yeah, I've
that
played
used.
around with it a little bit. It's surprisingly easy
and you can
to
actually
use.
export the ROM and put it onto a card if it's in the right size.
Yeah.
So like full does it, and I think that's pretty cool. So
I made, I don't know, another 6 new monsters
Nice.
today.
nice.
I think I'm at like 18.
18. I know you originally said you wanted 100. In order to get it out sooner, have you thought like maybe 50 and then release the demo and then?
Yeah, that's what I was
and then
thinking.
work on-
Doing like getting around 20 or 50 and
20.
doing like a vertical slice.
Oh,
of,
that
like,
would be
this
cool.
This is what the game is.
Yeah. Well, I'm in. When you're ready to playtest it, I'm interested. I'm terrible at Sudoku, but I will absolutely do it. So. Well, Josh is gone, but I think we're just gonna go ahead and wrap here. But yeah, come back Friday for another Nerd Overload show. Come back Monday for me doing my laundry and also playing a video game. Yeah.
Why did Made with Love and Swearword say Wolfenstein?
Oh,
When we were trying to figure out that it wasn't Wolfenstein.
Yeah. Because her brother, her older brother, played Wolfenstein a lot.
Wolfenstein rules. I
It does
love
rule.
Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
All of the Wolfensteins.
What was? Okay, was that Wolfenstein where it had his twin daughters?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was pretty fun. That
Yeah,
was like
the reboot Wolfenstein, it was very
those
good.
were very, very good.
It's just as good as the reboot Dooms. That like Bethesda has been treating those franchises really well.
If only they would do their
own.
do better with their own stuff. Like,
I saw a YouTube video the other day that made a good point. It's like, yeah, their games are, like that.
Yeah.
But they're also the only people that make games
like
that
that.
are like that. That are
Yeah.
that vast and
That's-
that.
that's a good point. That's very, very true. Very true. Okay, we're rambling. So let's. All right. Well, let me look at the camera and point at the camera. Yeah, point at the camera. Josh. Point at the camera from the bathroom. We're all pointing. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.